In this video, I'll show you how you can use the TCM function to get perfect exposure with flash without needing a separate meter. Hello, I'm Gavin Hoey and you're watching Adorama TV, brought to you by Adorama, the camera store that's got everything for us photographers. Now, when it comes to choosing the flashes you might use in your small home studio, there is a world of choice out there, and by and large, they are all absolutely brilliant. However, sometimes the flash is less important than the transmitter because this is the thing that you actually interact with through your shoot. So I'm using the Flashpoint R2 Pro Transmitter, and in this video I'm going to have a look at one of the features called TCM. Now that's short for TTL flash converted into manual flash, and the idea with that is simply that you can get easy metering and consistent results without the need of a flash meter. Now, before you go and use it, you have to set it up once. So I'm going to press the menu button, go right down to the bottom and set this up for the 200J because I'm using the eVOLV 200 flashes in this shoot. So that's the transmitter ready. Let's get a light set, let's get a model in, and let's see how TCM works. So to help me out today, I've got the amazing Charlotte. Charlotte's going to be the model for this shoot. And the first setup I'm going to do, well, it's kind of the essential TCM skill. So I've got my eVOLV 200 up in a softbox, but it's the transmitter that I'm really interested in. I'm going to put it into its TTL mode, and that's it. Now I'm shooting in manual mode on my camera, which means I can choose all of the settings, and I can pretty much dial in anything I want. So I'll go with my flash sync speed, 250th of a second, my native ISO, 200 ISO on my Olympus, your mileage may vary, and for an aperture, let's go with f2.8. Let's try this. Okay, Charlotte, let's just take a test shot. And what I'm looking at is the exposure on Charlotte, and not surprisingly, TTL flash absolutely nailed it. It looks perfect. Once you're happy with the TTL exposure, all you do, press and hold the TCM button, and that will convert the TTL settings into manual settings. And they're locked in. So let's take another test shot, see if this actually worked. Here we go. And sure enough, the exposure looks exactly the same. That means that from now on, the exposure is locked. I can do shot after shot after shot, all with exactly the same lighting. But to really see the power of this, we need to change something. So I'm going to change the background. So what I've done is I've temporarily swapped to a black background because nothing challenges TTL quite like a really dark background. So I've still got the manual settings in the transmitter. Let's just take a test shot and see whether Charlotte remains the same exposure. I mean, she should. This is manual mode after all. Here we go, Charlotte. And these may not be the most exciting background shots, but as we can see, every picture has exactly the same exposure, even if I zoom all the way out or all the way in. Compare that to the TTL shots, where with TTL, some of them are okay, some of them are brighter, some of them are darker. There's no consistency shot after shot, and that's exactly what I would expect TTL to do. So what happens if you want to run this with multiple lights? Well, in effect, it's exactly the same. Now remember, you've already set a type of light right at the beginning, so both of the flashes here are eVOLV 200s. I've got this as Group A, I've got that as Group B and turned off. So Group A is on TTL. Let's take a metering shot, work out the exposure. Here we go. If you turn and face the light, brilliant. Thank you, Charlotte. And my test shot, it looks just a little bit overexposed for my personal taste. So I'm going to take the TTL down one stop, take another test shot. And this time that looks absolutely lovely. I like that, that looks great. Let's lock that in, press and hold the TCM button, and that converts TTL to manual. Okay, then we've got the hair light or separation light on Group B. I'll turn that on to TTL. I'll take a test shot on that one, see how it looks. Remember, the key light isn't going to change, that's now on manual. But that looks far too bright as the background light, so let's take it all the way down to its lowest TTL exposure compensation. And that looks great. Again, when you're happy, press and hold the TCM button to lock Group B into manual. And that's it. Both of these lights are now set to manual. Let's take a few shots like this. Charlotte, are you ready? Okay, let's give you a prop. And here we go. Have a look. So effectively, one of the functions of TCM could be to replace my flash meter. But the thing is, I really like using my flash meter for a whole bunch of reasons. So why would I want to use TCM? Well, there is one scenario where it is really helpful, because I can't do high-speed sync flash with my flash meter. It doesn't work. But if I switch to TTL, then switch on high-speed sync, I can dial in 1,000th of a second as my shutter speed and let the TTL do the metering. Let's take a test shot. Here we go. Absolutely perfect. So once again, we've nailed the exposure thanks to TTL. No trial and error, it just works. Press and hold the TCM button, and that locks that exposure into manual, and we can just go shooting. Are you ready? Okay, let's take a few pictures. If you change the distance between your model and your flash, then your exposure is going to change too. So in this case, I redid the TCM process, got a new exposure locked in, and I'm good to go. I really like the TCM function, and of course it's not exclusive to Flashpoint. Other manufacturers have their own interpretation. For example, Profoto do something called Auto Exposure Lock, which basically does exactly the same thing. Now, whether you use TCM exclusively or you combine it with a flash meter, it really doesn't matter, because these things are just a tool for a job, and that job is to get your exposure exactly how you want it. Now, if you've got any questions or you've enjoyed this video, leave me a comment below. Click on the bell icon for regular notifications of all the brand new videos right here on Adorama TV. And of course, click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey. Thanks for watching.